Welcome. Hi, Confessions 369. So let's tea here. How y'all doing?
Hello, I'm doing really well.
I can't complain. This is BV. Me so. It's another beautiful day.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So tonight we have open panel, you guys. So we could talk about whatever we like.
Yes. No, I'm playing.
This is what I've been waiting for.
That part.
Right. You feel me? Waiting for more people to like join the live and stuff. I'ma drop the link in the comments just in case someone wants to, join the panel and express themselves. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it.
Hey, but sis, I will say this: if somebody come on randomly and they on some racist weird stuff, I'm kicking them out.
Right.
That's what you're supposed to do. We
Yeah, gotta moderate it.
y'all gotta know we don't accept any disrespect.
Any racial biases, all of that nonsense, keep it out of here. We trying to have smart, intelligent conversations.
Right. Yep. I think that's the right link. If it's not, somebody else would drop it in the thingy. I got a lot going on. But yeah, it should it should be the right link, you guys. So let's
Yeah,
see.
there's a lot going on in this world. A lot going on in the world.
Let's talk about it.
Look, hey sis, this is a little. This is something that's just ironic to me. You know, it took. Well, I ain't gonna even bring it up. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'm gonna wait.
You say you gonna wait, man. Just let it go. Like we could talk about it now, unless y'all want to talk about something else.
Now I'm gonna get. I'm gonna talk about. I got a question. Okay, so what age is too old to rap to y'all?
There is no. I feel like if you got the talent and if that's what you want to do, if it's on your bucket list, then do it. It shouldn't be no age on talent because they got babies coming straight out the womb, going straight into the camera.
That part. You're right. So why was they? Why are people? Why are hip hop journalists? I suppose, or podcasters and people like that. Why are they attacking older rappers that's making good music right now? Because
I
it's a
feel
lot of
like
old
they
rappers that man.
I feel like they attacking the older rappers because they just don't understand. They feel like the older rappers are stuck in a time maybe. And they feel like they need to switch it up and grow with the time. But at the end of the day, a message is a message. It don't matter how it come, long as you get it. And some of these young niggas, they not getting that type of message. They out here wanna, be on all the women. They wanna show all their money. I came up in a time where niggas didn't show their money like that. We just knew they had it. You feel me? It's
Yeah.
like
All right.
right
So
now these young rappers, they blowing up, but they leaving quicker. You feel me? So do they even get to enjoy their success?
No, because the labels killed them once they signed that they or insured by the agency. So
mhm.
That
some
part.
they're worth more dead than they are alive. So that's what they do. Go ahead and off them. And it's always some, story that don't make no sense, but you know.
Okay, so y'all just highlighted a couple things that I find striking. All right, so they attacking old rappers, right? The old rappers are getting attacked. The new rappers, they getting cycled through. All right. And the reason why the new rappers are getting cycled through because they don't have old rappers to protect them or older people that's been in the game, to guide them and
You
give them
know
advice.
what? There's older people in the game that's guiding these youngsters, but they just not listening to it. They
I'm gonna
just
say
not
that.
listening to it. You feel me?
I'm
They
gonna say
not
that it's
taking
not.
the advice.
I'm gonna say that it's
Everybody
not.
wants things so quickly now.
It's just, for instance, like I'm gonna say that they're not taking advice from older people, and it goes off of what a lot of the media, they taking the media stance. The media is saying like, okay, you can't be this old rapping, you're not gonna sell. This is the first year where people 50 plus rapping, or 45 plus rapping is selling records. They actually selling more records than the young people right now. To be honest, they sold more records. They got better albums out this year than the younger audience. So it's like in reality, we know that older people can make good music. It's just about what is these labels pushing. So I think right now labels are pushing to get rid of older artists. For one reason, the older artists own their masters. The record label can make more money off of this young artist that's coming fresh in without any knowledge, experience, legal knowledge. They come in and fuck them up. They sign that fucked up contract most of the time, and they get taken advantage of. This is not happening to an older rapper who already been in the game for a long time. Now, if this older rapper could link up with this young rapper and work together, it'll be a whole lot more black billionaires in hip hop.
You know what? I feel you on that. But at the end of the day, like, are people even listening to the music now? Because, back in the day, I used to just listen to the beat, but nowadays, like for the past few years, I've been listening more to the lyrics. And maybe that's turning people off from some of the artists, regardless of their age or how they look. It's the words they're actually saying. People not feeling that type of energy no more.
Now, I'm gonna be honest.
We know they're out here perpetrating an image. You know what I'm saying? It's a form of program. So we have to use our discernment to weave through the BS.
But okay, so let's just look at, okay, when I looked at the Drake versus Kendrick beef, Drake, he represents party music, club music. That's what he represent. Kendrick Lamar, he represent lyricism. So it's like when they was in the battle and when they was going through their battle, going bar for bar, you can't you Drake was losing. He can't bar for bar Kendrick. He can't bar for bar anyone. He's not a
Well,
lyrical person like that.
people shouldn't say they the best rapper if they don't hit all the levels. Like, you got to have what? The lyrics, you got to have the style, you got to have whatever the hell you else need to get all the mics, or as we call it, votes. You feel me? So
You get them 5 votes.
you feel me? So it's like, put these niggas in the category they belong in. If they doing cookie cutter rap, then let them niggas be cookie cutter rappers. You feel me? If they doing gangster rap, let them be gangster rap or trap music or whatever. Keep them niggas in their category. You feel me? Because if they come up against a lyricist, then all those gimmicks they got to get to where they got is not gonna work.
I mean,
Gimmicks are just for entertainment. Talent is for stars. Talents build legacy icons and all that good stuff.
I'm gonna be honest again, and I'm gonna say that okay, the Drake and Kendrick battle represented lyrical niggas versus non-lyrical niggas. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
saying is very true. But at the end of the day, like the winner of that battle was Kendrick, because people are sitting down and listening to lyrics now. I don't want to hear
Right.
I don't want to hear nonsense. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to hear about this person and what he do in his sexual life. I don't give a damn. Like, you know what I mean? It's not something I care for. So it's like when I listen to Kendrick and he's talking about the world issues, that's something more for me. That's more of an adult type listening. And also when you sit down
Right.
with that type of music, you learn something. So what's going on is in this age of information, it's a lot of censorship going on. So the record labels, they don't really want rappers to go out there saying certain things and doing certain stuff. So they're censoring the music, and it's not about your individual story no more. When hip hop was created, it was about the black story, the black news. We was reporters reporting about what's going on in the neighborhoods, how this country treating us, like the first music, fight
You
the power, like
what
in
was
the
really
80s.
going on in our community for us as a whole. Now everybody's focused on, I'm going to, say that I got more money than everybody. Okay, well, that's not most of our story. So I'm not going to want to hear that shit all day because if I don't, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't getting that type of money.
Right.
I ain't jumping in that car like that. That's not something I relate to. It's something I can dream of. And they got people stuck dreaming. And they
I
not
mean, you
they
got
sleep.
people that grew up in mansions talking about how to hood shit.
I,
Like,
I
let's be
started from the
real.
bottom. I started from the bottom, but I was on Degrassi. Come on now. You a famous actor and you started from the bottom? Come on. I'm not trying to attack him, but I'm just saying that's where we go when we talk about hypocrites again. That's one of those
Right.
hypocritical statements. So, but honestly, they not when Tupac was
It's like
rapping.
what they using their music to fuel the community and they're putting out bad shit. You feel me? So now the old school artists are like, yo, like let's show these YNs how this shit is really done. We still got it. We just don't like dealing with the industry shit because the industry is like completely trash right now. And I know it's rebuilding, but I'm like, no, yo, to keep it 100, I'm missing my fucking R&B groups for real, for real. Like, I want to see some more groups. I want to see groups.
But you gotta okay. Here's another thing about censoring. Like, okay, when Tupac was alive and rapping about his message, a lot more kids during that time period of music, a lot more black kids and a lot more inner city kids went to college. A lot more inner city kids finished school. They started going to the right directions because they was listening to something positive. They was listening to Dear Mama. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And when it comes
but
to R&B, R&B was
also you have
promoting
to
black
think
love.
about the type of movies that was being put out around that time also.
Right. Like Do the Right Thing or Spike Lee movies and shit like that.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
had those John
Higher learning.
Singleton movies like Higher Learning.
mm,
You had even drum I can even say Drumline. Big up Nick Cannon. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Like
and even shows.
those things made people want to go, oh, let's take it all the way back to school days. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
that
let's not
stuff
talk
made
about School
people
Days.
want to go to college.
Sis, they're trying to remake that garbage movie.
What?
School Days is garbage. School Days is garbage.
Bro,
It's colorist.
bro,
I hated that movie.
bro, don't do school days. Yes, it was one of those
Colorist.
movies, but
It, it was just a ridiculous
it
to
did
me.
what it did.
Nah, to me,
It did what it did.
this look, you got to be honest with it. This is why white people feel like they can talk shit to black people because people like Spike Lee made School Days. Those type of movies humiliate black people in front of white audiences. You know what I mean? It's about colorism. It's about weird stuff that I don't even believe happened. Like a lot of that stuff is just I don't even believe. Like you know
You
what I mean?
mean to tell me you wasn't walking around talking about, daddy loves stroke? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
Yeah, I mean they had some good rhythms. You know what I mean? They had some good
But they
songs,
had
good
they had
actors.
some good messages in there also, and that's the thing. Sometimes people and the artistry they have to do. I don't like using this word, but I'm gonna say some coonery to get a certain message out. They did have some messages in there
They were so encoded
that
into it.
was
I
basically showing how light skinned and dark skinned women wasn't gelling, how they segregated us against each other. You feel me? So it's like it's deep.
Yeah, I just don't
When you
believe.
think of certain parts, some stuff could have been left out, like being all four on your fours, like with a chain around your neck, getting walked like a dog, and eating out of the dog bowl, doing the hazing and stuff like that. I feel like the hazing part of that.
That movie made me hate Giancarlo. Made me hate, and he one of my favorite actors. That movie made me hate him. It was like, come on, man. This ain't people. Well, you probably right. Maybe in the '80s, I wasn't alive. You know what I mean? Maybe people really believe moved like that. I don't know, but it just seemed
Like
over
back
dramatic.
in those days, you know, people wasn't that sensitive. You know what I mean? Like our comedians and everything, they had full range. They could say dang near anything, and it was okay. And it was people were laughing, and it brought people together through laugh. But now it's not so much that. So I understand like how some people feel like back then that was like council
I'm on
ready,
the.
you know, but now
I'm on chef, so there won't be no smell here. Hello. Yeah, my fault.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
to each his own.
yeah, but I feel like like you right. It definitely had some good points, but a lot of it was just like you said. It was the coonery was too much for me. I couldn't get past it. But like I don't. It's a lot of Spike Lee movies are not good to me when it comes to how they exaggerate and demonstrate some of this racism. Like they always overdo black on black racism. Like I think that's what I feel in his movies.
Right. I mean, yeah, they was trying to get the message out there, but I mean, we're still going through it still till this day, and I just don't understand. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but back to the music. The music was doing the same thing, but at that time it wasn't so. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that the message of music changed over time, and now instead of leading people down the right path, a lot of it is leading people down a one-way street. And the only reason is because they stopped letting black people, older artists that rap, they stopped letting them influence the game. It's
Do you
gatekeepers.
think that Do you think that it has something to do with the artist not having too much control over what they putting out? Like I hear like in some contracts they have to do certain things.
Yeah,
Some
it's necessary.
people have their record or their album already made for them.
Yep, they didn't even write it. So yeah, all of that is true. Yeah, that's the thing. It's the labels blocking these artists, so these artists won't take stronger positions inside of the industry. That's what's going on in the rap industry. They blocking rap artists, certain rap artists, from getting to a higher position so they can influence the game. So it's like, and this
Right.
is labels work. That's the labels blocking it. The label is
Right.
always
Because
going to
I
be
know there's a lot
the,
of new hot artists out that I haven't even seen really yet. And I'm like, dang, they should be the one having their song played on the radio and stuff like that instead of just,
yeah. Like if it was a little bit more freedom in the game where good music could get promoted, but it's not necessarily going on like that. You got to have money behind it. If you got that money behind it, you're going to get the visibility you desire. So that's why people usually go to labels and let the label do their job because the label control these platforms. The label, got to be some sort of partnership with the labels and independent. Like the got to let the independent labels breathe a little bit. Like they got to help promote these independent labels. I know that it's a little bit of a competition, but it's not. To me, it's like college and it's like NBA. The independent labels are on the college level doing the things, You know, because they still can't get to the biggest stadiums. They still can't get to the bigger crowds that these labels, um, I would say, gatekeep.
Right.
Yeah, but you know that's sort of what's going on with the game. And the only reason I would say, like, you know, also right now people are talking about how rappers like to diss, like how these older rappers. I'll just be specific. How Clips came back and they dissed on this record. How Pusha T dissed Drake a while back, and now he came back. He dissed Travis Scott and Kanye West and other people. I feel like, you know, as a man, when somebody do something to you, you're gonna respond, and I think that's
Right.
all it is.
Maybe he was just clearing the air.
Yeah, I think that's all it is. It's clearing the air, and on top of that, you know, people make these public attacks. Like for instance, Drake, he publicly attacked Pharrell. He dissed Pharrell on one of Travis Scott's songs. So of course, hey, if somebody did somebody that I know on the record and they was supposed to be cool with me, shit, and it's weird around it, shit, I'm dissing them too. They gonna get dissed. You gotta hear that. The world needs to know how fake you is. Like, because you know, we got people. I don't want to buy somebody that's a pedophile music. I don't want to buy somebody music that's just racist against black people who don't like American culture. I don't want to buy their music. I don't.
So you
I'm
saying separating the artist from who the person really is out now? Because I know back in the day, the artists usually like their private life was their private life. We didn't really look too much into it, but now that social media is so, you know, huge, it's like you can't not see it. You know what I'm saying? You can't not see it. And then what are your morals? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to feel as a person by supporting this person, even though you know that they was found guilty of doing such and such? You
okay.
know?
Let's break it down. Let's just break it down. Let's break it down. For instance, it's a song by Aaron Hall. That's I forget the name of the song. It's like it's about it's a games we play. Yeah, it's a couple songs by him that just sound rapey. You know, it sounds very aggressive. It don't sound right when you listen to it as an adult. You know what I mean? I don't want to listen to, and then in real life, in his interviews, he's talking about, oh, I'm nasty and I'm this and I'm that. I don't want to buy your music. You disgust me. Like, you know, it's just I don't support that. I don't want to give money to a person who live like that or who do that type of stuff. Like, you know, I got a right to give my money to who I want to. I don't want to give my money
Right.
to a rapist, and I don't want to give my money to women abusers. Like, it's just certain things I ain't trying to make their life better. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just want to support good messages, good people. You know, I put my money behind honest brands that's not damaging. And it's a couple brands in hip hop that's not damaging. And it's good enough to put your money behind. There's a lot of those brands out there. But are they being promoted by these labels? Are they on the front street? They don't want they don't want that positive change to happen. So they're gonna keep a lot of that positive music in the back. You know, so that's what's going on. It's a lot of gatekeeping from labels
All the
and radio stations.
negativity. Yeah,
Right.
drama sells. So they're
Yeah.
gonna keep it going.
Look, it's just like YouTube and stuff. You get a lot of views when you got a lot of drama.
Tell me about it. Like it's crazy. You could post consistently, positive stuff and you won't see any, change really in your, like views and all that. Soon as you post a video of somebody fighting or argument or something like that, all of a sudden the numbers start going up and up and up. And you
Right.
like, dang,
That right
Right.
there.
They out here still look, they out here still giving Dr. Umar some money. You feel me? Like,
Mm.
Yeah, that right there is the trap though. They want people
right.
to change their message and shit based off of shit like that. But you supposed to just stay strong. You know what I mean? And do what you do. You know, what you do, it'll prosper. You know what I mean?
You got that
Exactly.
You gotta have faith in doing what's right and following through with your idea.
Right. And sometimes, most times the turtle wins the race.
A lot of the time, people be running they fastest, tiring themselves out, and be able to finish the race.
Yeah, because they don't be balanced and they don't be focused. They be everywhere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, if the hair was keeping pace and doing what he was supposed to do, he would have win. You know what I mean? Nigga was bullshitting. You know what I mean? He was on pace to win. You know, his bullshitting fucked him up. You know what I mean?
Right. That ego of his.
You
Yeah,
know,
'cause since the beginning of hip hop, I mean, since the beginning of black anything, we create something, they colonize it. We created rock and roll. They came in, colonized it, kicked us out of it. That's the same thing that's happened to hip hop. But these old rappers like Run DMC, I'm gonna say names. They sold out. They sold hip hop. They sold it to the white label. They sold it to the white billionaire. They sold it to the
It
music industry.
wasn't just them though. You got to put Jay-Z in that category also with the rest of them.
A lot of
It was a
the
lot
difference.
of them.
The difference between Jay-Z and a lot of other people is he's still a part of the board at least. He's still on the board. So like say for like when the Clips got kicked off of their label, they went to Jay-Z and he helped them put out their album. So he's still able, he's still out there helping black artists,
yeah.
like put out good music that's not censored.
Think about the shit as like a big ass crop, a big ass field. Niggas, we put our heart and soul and we built and created this shit. Now people on the outside of this motherfucking crop and they feel they try to take ownership of what we got. You know what I mean? Just
He
because
took
they got,
ownership.
yeah. And it's
Okay,
like,
so right now, what's y'all top 5?
I ain't got
Uh
no five.
of all time.
Just like right now, what you listening to besides y'all own music? Because I know y'all music at the top of y'all list, but
Me, I'm
like,
always up to
what
date on
inspired y'all to do what y'all do? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all top 5, because some people, you know, they discredit a lot of good rappers. Say they don't
definitely.
even deserve to be nowhere near a top 5.
Right. Well, I'll say
Like
the top.
me,
What you was gonna say, sis?
I always judge by how the song made me feel and stuff like that. But what inspired you? You know what I'm saying? And the artists that inspired you, your top 5.
For me, my top 5 is Tupac, Nas, Jay-Z, Ice Cube, and I gotta put Eminem in there. And that's it. That's
Okay.
the see. I respect. I listen to all genres, all eras of hip hop, and I'll listen to all the eras. And these are the best rappers in all the eras. It don't matter what era it is. These rappers are the best rappers. Like you can put them in any one of these eras, and they'll sell records.
Right.
So that's why I picked those artists. A lot of these people,
And you saying they can sell records without even promoting their records.
yeah, and Jay-Z is the proof. He's been doing it since the 90s. Nas is the proof. He's been doing it since the late 80s.
I remember Jay-Z when he was in Big Daddy Kane, like stuff, like when he was doing stuff with Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, so these people, they transitioned eras with whatever they're doing. They was able to carry it through all these eras. Shoot, even Cameron been rapping since the 90s, still relevant. So it's like get better with your craft as you age. Why would you not become a better writer as you age and become more experienced? Like a lot of the lyricisms and the storylines that these young rappers make don't move me. I can understand it moving the younger generation. So of course we need them because they can talk to the kids. But shoot, who talking to the adults? I want to be entertained as well. I'm not. I still buy music.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like they
They want
forgetting.
they you know what, maybe they want the older people to fall into to the younger generation trend, and we start doing wild out stuff and crashing out. We already got old ass people trying to fight and all this stuff. You feel me?
I mean, but in real life, what do we got? We got old people fighting, old people killing. Like everybody do this. So why
Right.
wouldn't they in hip hop? Why wouldn't they do this in anything? Honestly, I think that older people don't give a fuck more, so they quicker to check you on anything that you do that displeases them. Like if it's wrong.
Right. Because they
Older-
feel like they don't owe nobody nothing. They can speak their mind. They not put in their time. You feel me?
yeah. And then some people are just so honest, they gonna say it. It's a part of their art. They gotta do it. It's therapeutic. They gotta talk about what they experienced. So
Right.
it's like, you gotta
At the,
they give people space to explore this art form. They trying to block the art form in. It's like let these people do art with this. Like let them explore.
The art form is
right.
already blocked. The art form is already blocked because the shit is
Yep.
already. You know what I mean? All these songs ain't shit but ads. You know what I mean? Promoting something, advertising something.
Whoa, what's your top 5?
I don't ever think about that shit no more. I don't ever. You know what I mean? Tupac always on my playlist. You know what?
Mhm.
No matter what phase I'm in, there's always a Tupac song somewhere on the motherfucker. I can say that.
You know, I was a big DMX fan. I love me some DMX.
You know, my top 5 probably wouldn't even fucking consist of all rappers. It'd be just mix of shit that's the shit that I listen to.
Okay, let me ask
Right, because there's a lot of good stuff coming out. You know.
Let me look at it like this, bro. Look, out of all the music you ever heard in rap, and I know a lot of rappers that you listen to. You know, when you was younger, you used to listen to Ti. You used to listen to, a lot of people that had flows. So, thinking about just in general, just of what you listen to in rap, what inspired you the most? Like, what helped create your style in rap?
Tupac, Nas, Lupe.
I forgot about Lupe. Lupe Gold.
Ice Cube, Eminem. Nigga, I don't want to say Jay-Z, but probably that nigga Jay-Z.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I know the whole Black Album. I know every lyric.
I know damn near all the songs on that shit. You know what I mean? But it'd be just a bunch of random shit. It wouldn't be anything particular. It'd be just a bunch of shit that I'll pick from, you know what I mean? From the motherfucker.
I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard,
not to get away from rap or anything like that, but how do y'all feel about the other side, the R&B side?
I think my niggas on R&B is my favorite niggas in R&B is Life Jennings is Cole. I fucking Anthony Hamilton. You know what I mean? I fuck with Cleo Soul, and I fuck with Lauryn Hill.
But is Lauryn Hill R&B or is she doo-wop?
Both.
She everything. She do reggae. She do a lot.
She can be on whatever list. She can be on whatever list you got.
Exactly.
Right. Because at the end of the day, she can do it all.
Yeah. The thing about R&B,
and I'll say her too. She'll probably be on my rappers, nigga. The top 5 rappers. I'll probably take off Jay-Z and put her, nigga, because I got more from her than him.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. But I just feel like R&B. I feel like they don't want to promote Black love, so R&B is sort of falling back. We had good people like John Legend. But do we consider that R&B, or is that some sort of contemporary music?
Right.
But look, we gotta hold them on the same. We gotta hold rap to the same degree. Then we can't say, you know what I mean. R&B ain't talking about love when rap ain't talking about the shit that it used to be quote
It
unquote.
definitely isn't. Rap definitely
Right.
isn't.
You know what I mean?
Because
But
they
Kendrick
tell a
Lamar,
person to go kill somebody, to go unalive somebody before they give them anything positive.
but it's
Because
artists like Kendrick Lamar,
that's the
and it's
trap.
other artists that are talking about more positive things than they do a more self-exploratory,
But
type of music. So
but
it
that's
is artists out there.
remember that trap that I was talking about? That's part of the motherfucking trap. Them putting out there the shit that we don't need, but they promoting motherfuckers that showing the shit that we don't need. Like they enticing the motherfuckers to do that shit more. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's a trick.
a lot of them ain't fucking with the shit that be on the positive shit. They ain't promoting that shit.
And think about this.
Right.
And they can't say that them promoting violence has no effect, because when you promote products, the effect that it has is people go out there and buy the product.
Yeah,
So if you're promoting violence, the
yeah,
effect is going to be people going outside committing violence.
yeah.
It's an easy
Right.
equation.
Introducing them to the shit is, even if they never seen or heard
It's
about
like
what it is,
subconsciously,
introducing them to the shit is gonna expose them to some negative shit. Off top,
right?
motherfuckers
It's
gonna
like subconsciously they're like retaining all that information.
And like you said, it's the trap. The cheese is the money, and they try to break you down to a way to where they can control you, because they want to be able to make money off of you. The older you are, the wiser you are. A lot of these old artists, they was in bad deals when they was young, learned about the deal, got out of the contract. Now they're gamed up. But at the same
Right.
time,
But some of these same artists, bro, put some of the artists they get in the same deals they were put in when they started. Is that fair?
nope, that's not fair. That's the monkey see, monkey do. That's when you create a label and start putting people in messed up deals. That's what Puff Daddy did.
yeah.
He
But
mimicked them a little too closely.
but the other side of that is okay. I could have taught y'all little niggas something, but y'all niggas is disrespectful. You ain't appreciating shit. You know what I mean? And appreciating motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Because there was a segment, a time they was disrespecting older the rappers and shit, trying to make it seem like they shit was popping more. You know what I mean? But it now shows that people are listening to older music now more than they listen to this new shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why the artists that's in my top five, their music can be played in any era of rap, and it'll sell. I don't listen to people that make music that's just trendy. I listen to people that make timeless music. That's what you ought
Right.
to that should be the goal.
Right, but a lot of the youngsters they don't feel like some of the music is timeless. They be feeling like y'all stuck in a time zone, like y'all stuck back in those times. Like things are not like that no more. Y'all need to get with what's going on now.
If that's the
Yeah,
case,
that's what
why
they
the
think.
music still relevant enough to where niggas is listening to the shit more than what they listening to this new shit? This new shit is just erratic, impulsive. It teach motherfuckers how to be quick and not fucking efficient on their fucking decisions. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, hip hop is
it's a
the only
discipline.
industry
Do not
where,
promote.
like, hip hop is the only industry where they do not want you to be old and do it. They don't let these people age in hip hop.
I
They don't
don't
let you
understand why
hip hop.
Slick Rick just came back with an album, Victory, and I like it.
Yeah, he did that now. It's a trend going on now where it's a lot like Nas. He finna come out with 7 albums from his label.
And I know Brandy and Monica fits to do a concert, right? Destiny's Child just did one, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but this is the control. Those are the few people that slip through the cracks that actually want to do some good. Like Nas, he want to do some good. He make money outside of rap. It's like he can inject money into rap. It's a different thing. So like now he got his own
Yeah,
island on his own island now. So
nah,
like he a
he
owner.
don't he don't gotta rap like financially. He don't gotta rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's
he
doing
don't.
it for he's doing it for a different reason than money. He ain't doing it for money or anything like that.
And he's making more positive music. Like his music got better messages. Like it ain't destructive. Like I can listen to a new Nas album and not feel like I was told to go shoot and slap and kick somebody.
But then you got these
Right.
rappers
Like they
who
say
are
back in
doing
the day, people not giving out a message like how Public Enemy was or how KRS-One was and stuff like that.
it. But you still got these new these old
But
niggas.
they still do music. Even if they're not together, they still do music to my knowledge.
They ain't on the same level as music. They ain't got the same access to what they had to create the quality music that they can. That's the only difference. And it's not like they don't got an audience. We see these reunion tours all the time. We see these people stay on tour. It's a they got an audience. They just not being able. They're not letting them create new music. It's the labels. It's just it's the formula of how the label is set up and want to earn their money. But we see like right now we see that it's a trend that is changing. It's more independent labels getting to a level to where they can push out good music on their own. Like it's and they can tell their own story. They can think for themselves. They got
The
like
label created for the artist.
Mhm.
It's always been to take advantage of the artist in any way possible, whenever possible. So, not surprising.
And you
yeah,
got to
it's
keep
not.
it real. You got to keep it real. How much of these big artists have just absorbed all of the energy and power from all of these smaller artists? So these smaller artists never get seen. You know what I mean? And they shit
Hey,
is just used and took up by these bigger artists. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's what
Right.
Drake
And then
did.
they start becoming background singers, or maybe they start becoming the songwriter.
And sometimes that's how some of these motherfuckers stay relevant because they absorb the life force of other artists.
Mhm.
Right.
That's we stop. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
if you
like
reach your shit and you gotta absorb somebody, stop making music then.
you're right. If your sound ain't, if you haven't created your own sound and you got to go take somebody else's sound, you're not a real artist. You're an actor.
So how do y'all feel about that new song Ray J and Trey Songz did? Have y'all heard it?
I ain't
Yeah,
listening to that.
that song it's called Lit Again. Yeah, that song hard. Trey Songz is a good R&B artist. And I listen to a lot of his discography. He's a decent R&B artist. Him, Chris Brown. So I can say R&B is it do got some good stars in R&B that's trying to carry on tradition. It's a couple out there trying to carry on a tradition. But what do you think, sis?
Honestly, the girl that was in that video with them, I honestly thought it was her song because them
Oh,
two niggas sounded alike. They sounded Trey Songz low key sounded like Ray J to me. I don't know. Maybe they was blending, or maybe that was how it was supposed to be. But I honestly thought it was the female artist song, and they was just in the video.
yeah, she was the star.
She really was the star. Like
If she was the star, then
I'm
how come
just
I don't even know
saying.
who this the funny thing is that's probably them absorbing another newer artist. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, she's definitely a new artist.
I first thing I heard about this song in 2-3 days. People been telling me about it. I ain't heard about no girl in the song the whole time, and it's supposed to be her song. I
Yeah,
ain't heard about her.
No,
she
it's
amazing.
not her song. It's Trey's song and Ray J's song, and she's in the song with them. She sing in that song with them. I saw the video.
Yeah, she got a
I
whole
thought it
court.
was her song because to me, she stole the show.
Sometimes that's what it be. Sometimes they be getting they be hearing these new tracks from these artists and then they get it and hop on the shit and consume the motherfucker. You know what I mean? And that's like a segue to them artists getting on. Oh, you give me this shit, and you be on
But
on.
Yep, but I think in this case,
Like that.
it probably backfired because she actually like Sis said, she actually was the star of that song. Her part, her vocals, the tonality that she used, she
But
stood out above them.
I'm gonna keep it real. When you told me about Ray J and Trey song, I wasn't urged to hear it. It was,
Right, but there's a woman on it. I probably will.
I yeah, I would have
Uh,
probably listened to it, but I don't want to really go around listening to no Ray J. I don't
he's
really
just being a fool lately. Every interview or something I seen him in lately, he just makes a big fool of himself. But I saw him for sure and see what's up. Because I do usually like his music sometimes, but as far as him as a person, it's like, oh, please just be quiet. If you're not saying it, just be quiet. Because everything else that
yeah.
comes out mouth is ridiculous.
It's like he trying to be the next Orlando Brown.
Exactly. And it's like, you're way too, let's just not. Okay. Like, stop.
He's obviously
I ain't gonna
intelligent,
lie, I like Orlando Brown. I ain't gonna even front. I like he be having me laughing, yo, like
the thing
for
about
real.
Orlando, the person he playing is a true character. That's not, it's a character. He go up there, he's not like that in real life. Like I'm guaranteeing he's not. He's acting. He's always been a good method actor. So I'm sure
Yeah,
he's taking a book out
he
of
was
Charleston.
always cold. He always could do a
Exactly.
Yeah, he's not a fool.
Exactly. And he's talented.
Yeah, he always could do a bunch of different shit. Rap, act, sing. Nigga.
But with Ray J, I'm gonna say this: behind the scenes, he's a businessman. Like he make money, he get $1 million deals, he do a lot. So
The shit he
obviously
doing is probably just getting him to some more money. You know what I mean?
that's what I
Right.
It's just a
he's
scratch.
making himself look fake. He's making when he go on them interviews and do all of that stuff, these companies think, okay, well, he's somebody we can manipulate. I can get into a deal with this dude and manipulate him. You know what I mean? He's trying to maneuver himself into a puff daddy position. Like that's what I think.
Probably, you know what I mean? Because he have made a bunch of little deals, under him that got him some money. You know what I mean?
Like they say, the fool is usually the smartest person in the room.
Sometimes
you gotta
acting like the fool to throw you the fuck off.
And think about this. He was young around Death Row. He was around Tupac. He was the person that said Tupac cheated with Faith Evans. Like when he was young, he the one that seen them in the studio together. So it's like he around.
His cousin is Snoop, I believe.
Exactly. So he got access to people with a lot of information and game that I'm guaranteeing he picked up. He ain't an idiot. He ain't a foolish person. He just,
Right.
got his character he play in public.
And that's the way he playing it right now.
It make him safe. People don't give a fuck about him. He rich as fuck. He can walk outside. Niggas ain't gonna be
like we say, oh, that's Brandy's brother. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, like I know, oh, that's Brandy's brother. Like we fuck with Brandy, but that's just Brandy's brother.
He probably I ain't gonna say he got more money than Brandy, but that nigga he jumping up there. He getting up there with her.
I don't know, man, because he was making a bunch of deals. I could have sworn he made a bunch of deals.
Well, Brandy's a Disney princess.
Yeah, Brandy got money and she sold hella records, but
I don't know how much of that she owned though. You got, you know what I mean? Hearing about a bunch of shit and a bunch of deals these people were signed, and we don't know how much of that shit they own.
Especially
right, because now we're starting to find out a lot of artists are fighting to get their royalties and stuff.
But
they're old.
Wasn't her family like involved in her shit? So they may have held a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? Because I think that was the episode to put all of them on, wasn't it? Or am I tripping?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think she put all of them on.
Yeah, so it may. Yeah, she may have just. Yeah, she. They may have did something else though. We don't know because when the parents get involved, you know what I mean. Sometimes.
I mean, you got to think about the parents always been involved because Brandy and Ray J been doing this ever since they were kids.
And the parents,
they've been acting and singing ever since they were kids.
Like,
so I'm sure they got a strong support system.
Yeah,
I think their parents did them right because the parents is what kept them out of the spotlight as long as they was out. You know, if their parents were still involved heavily, Ray J wouldn't be doing what he been doing now. You know what I
You
mean?
think
You got to
so?
think about how clean her brand was during the '90s and early 2000s. Her
yeah,
brand was impeccable.
yeah. And Ray J, his shit changed recently. He wasn't always known as the motherfucker he on right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ray J was a clean branded
Okay,
nigga.
right now.
But
Right
that
now,
shit,
real quick, real quick. Right now, real quick, bro, real quick. Ray, and this is about singing. Ray J or Jason Weaver?
Jason, well,
Lion King.
Jason Weaver, Jason Weaver. There was
Young
a reason.
Michael.
Look, there was a
Oh,
reason Jason Weaver didn't enter into the game like he did as far as music and shit. I think Jason Weaver potentially could have been cold in fucking music. You know
who
what I
did
mean? I
that?
think
Right.
there was some shit because his parents and shit was involved with him too. I think there was some certain shit that just made him not fuck with that shit. And the
The
way
nigga
and the
so
way
much.
that his parents set him up is he was one of the only niggas that was able to get royalties off of a Disney film, nigga. Most
But think
niggas
about it,
played a
bro.
flat rate.
Nigga, think about it. This nigga he did try to jump into the R&B scene and shit a little bit in the early '90s, I mean mid '90s or something like that. But he had so much money that whether he failed or succeeded didn't matter. He was still
I
acting.
think he did a song. I think he did a song for Dr. Doolittle.
Yep.
I'm
And he also did a song with Chingy, One
yeah,
Call Away. That shit was
but what,
hard.
but what I'm telling you is this: I seen an interview with him, and he basically said the industry is what got him out of the fucking music. Like the way that they do the music industry, he said that's the shit that made him not even want to fuck with it like that. He wasn't
Man,
gonna
Oh,
change.
I've been loving that man since
He
he
wasn't
did
gonna
Young Michael, man. So
look.
I'm
He was
always pick Jason Weaver. You feel me?
look as
yeah.
far as the music go. He was like a purist when it came with the music. He wanted to do him. If he wasn't gonna try to compromise his shit, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. And
Exactly. I think
the
even the
label,
way how we was just saying that, Ray J is playing a character and all that. I feel like Jason Weaver wouldn't have been swayed to do that. He would just be like, either you rocking with me and who I really am and what I really get down with, or you don't, and then you don't, and that's cool.
yeah, because he already had a brand and they
yeah,
couldn't it's hard for them to change the brand that he already made millions with. So
and
it's
his
like it's
and his mother was involved heavily with it, so she wasn't gonna let certain shit ride.
Right. But you got certain parents out there that'll sell their kids for any kind of dime.
yeah,
Yeah,
look at the Bring Up the Dead, but look at what happened to Gary Coleman. Rich, he made a lot of money as a child, but didn't have a penny. I mean, I ain't gonna say a penny, but didn't have a lot when he was older because they took his money. So it's like,
and then at the end of his career, they started using him as like a punchline and jokes and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
yeah, it
Loki
was a humiliation.
overall brand.
Hey, it just came out that the lady that said he fell down the stairs failed her his ex-wife failed the lie detector test about how he died. So
He probably pushed
might
him
have been murdered.
allegedly.
Cause you know what they say,
Allegedly.
you worth more when not here anymore.
Yeah,
Yep. Now I
yeah,
can live off the royalties.
yeah. Look at the Michael Jackson estate. You know what I mean? He made hella when he was alive.
Just think
Right.
if Michael Jackson would have got the marble, if he would have brought all the rights to Marvel, yo,
He was on some shit. That's why they had, you know what I mean? That's why they did what they
yeah,
did. He was
He
on
had
some
the
I
shit.
swear he saw the
And
future.
they tried to make him seem a certain way in the light, but he was very cognizant and very intelligent. You know what I mean? And
yeah, bro.
strategic.
Like we said, Nas created his own island. Michael Jackson was his own island. He
Yeah.
was his own island. So they had to just they destroyed his island. Prince was his own island. All of these people had their own islands. Like they created and owned everything that they did.
And they weren't going to be
Like,
swayed. You know what I mean? They was going to do whatever they did the way they do it. You know what I mean?
yeah, they was the leaders of their own path.
So I'm supposed to put y'all on the spot right now. What kind of contract would you offer your artist?
I offer them a 50-50 contract. You put in 50, I put in 50, and you gonna get 50, I'm gonna get 50. You know, you get in, you get what you put in.
That's very
So
fair.
that's a good, like, I don't want to steal, but I ain't fit to undervalue myself
Right.
and what I bring to the table either.
Because at the end of the day, the artist can still go on YouTube and stuff like that and still make extra money on the side. They can get endorsements and stuff like that and still make extra money, or sponsorships or whatever they call them,
Yep. Because as an independent
They do
label,
concerts, bookings, whatever.
yep. Because at our label that me and Yosai own, we able to do everything. Everything is in house. We can, from the creative production side of it, we can do everything in house. So it's like everything else, we can work with. So we got to get our value out of it because we put a
Right.
lot of. But yeah, like I think that's a fair value until you start doing business on your own. You're creating everything on your own, then of course you're gonna get 100% no profit.
And even even in doing partnerships with us, you still your own creator. You know what I mean? Everything you put in, you own what you put in. I'm not trying to own what you create. I'm not trying to own what somebody write. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I'm not trying to bully. So
My part,
if you create the whole shit and don't need us to create some of that shit, I'm not trying to bully you to create it. So if you create 70% of it and I only do 30,
but in reality, there's 200%. You know what I mean?
yeah.
100% is to go to the production. The other one is for the rest. 100% for the rest. So yeah, what you put in, you get. You know what I mean? The energy you get put into it will help it grow into what it needs to be.
Yeah, because they already gonna get all the performances theirs. We just getting a little 50 of the production. But yeah.
So where do y'all think music gonna be in the future, or is it too soon to say?
I think it's going to go to a realm to where it's going to be able to hit every sense. Not just you ain't going to be just hearing it. You're going to be seeing it. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah.
Right.
One day get into where we seeing it, and then where we're going to be able to feel it.
The
You know?
virtual reality.
Yeah, but through music, like how that work?
Yeah. Gonna be a whole different type of musical therapy being created at that point.
Yeah,
Shoot, I'm waiting for the artists to get back to the craft and stay out the drama.
yeah. That would be low key needed before that other shit. You don't want to get put that shit in the deep trance and put some shit that's gonna have you cursed. Play
Yeah,
some shit
that's what
cursed.
I think it's gonna be censored. So I think it's gonna be censored before it get free. I think right now it's censored, and it's a lot of artists who want to say they message, so they becoming independent, and they doing their message the way that they want to do it. They delivering their music the way they want to do it. So it's gonna be a lot more independent people dropping records. I think becoming successful.
I think that's the trend that we see. The label is no longer needed as much. As time goes on, it's less and less needed. You know what I mean? You can become your own entity in a sense. You know what I mean? You can
Yeah,
become your own label. You
but the
know what
the
I mean?
need label that we do need them for, like distribution and stuff like that. Those are all things that can be discussed and contractually made in a way that it benefits both parties. Like I like how Kendrick Lamar, PG Lang company just has distribution with the Universal. I mean UMP, and everything else they are in complete control of.
I
So
just
it's
feel
like
that right now. I just feel that it's needed right now just because they control the ports. You know what I
exactly
mean?
that's what
Like
that's what they're getting.
how to control the ports and then fuck them. Like
Okay,
to
how
be
do we feel about radio stations? How do we feel about today radio stations, and how do how more people are putting their stuff out online than they are going through like a regular ass radio station?
I
I
think
feel like
Payola.
go ahead, brother.
I was about to say, I think Payola messed up the radio station. So when you got to go and pay a DJ, and it's illegal, you gotta do some sort of favor to a DJ so him to play your record.
Yeah.
That's an unfair playing field. So I think that's what led a lot of people to go in and release their records online. It's a whole lot more freedom, and you got more control of it, and you ain't gotta be
So
dependent on the gatekeeper.
so
Going
it's
into
basically the media started getting control over the radio stations, and the radio stations started pushing the music they wanted out.
Yeah, because they need advertisers.
I think all the motherfuckers is owned by the same people. I think the record labels is. I think they had to do that shit because the record labels and shit, and the people at the station and shit had a guideline to of shit they gonna play. You know what I mean? And maybe they had to pay people to go outside the guidelines. Oh, you pay me some shit, nigga. I play your shit because these motherfuckers already had it. I feel like they all connected. That's like the labels. Them niggas got interest in the prisons. You know what I mean? Them niggas got the labels got the interest in streaming. They own all of the same shit, so they
Yeah,
getting it. They getting it 365 from your ass. We got to figure out how to control the ports from these bitches.
yeah, and at the end of the day, I don't knock them for doing it because who wouldn't do it if you could find a way to make money? Now we just got to find a way to break through it and make our money off of it. Like,
Now,
and I think a lot of people doing that, so they finding they way in. So
but the thing
Right.
comes.
Everybody that came a long way from slinging CDs out there and tapes out their trunk.
And people be putting their lives on these motherfucking records and for these motherfucking labels and all of these motherfuckers to take everything. You know what I mean? And do
yeah,
nothing. And a lot of times do nothing. You know what I mean? You
yeah.
know what I
Right.
mean?
Let's not forget about the opposite. The opposite is the label did everything. Do an implant, you plant it in, and they own everything. So that happens to some people as well. It's
Right.
rare
How do y'all
that you
feel about how do y'all feel about Timberland and his AI artists?
I feel like you tend to let these motherfuckers take your music and feed it to their AI to generate them millions or whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna
it's
give
gonna be
you my.
better than real music. It's a
No fact.
variation that would never be better than the authentic, real human expression of music. It might be technically sound and all of that, but the
But
message and what's going on is always going to be fine.
But sometimes the beauty of music is it to be able to breathe and not be so precise.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's the human aspect.
Right. Because now when you think of it, you can take an AI and like that cartoon I used to watch, Robots, and how they gave the voice box to the little robot and it started singing like James Brown. Like
Mm,
they can start doing that now and put like Whitney Houston inside of an AI, and now that person sound like Whitney.
Yeah, I feel like that's
but It's going to be
disrespectful.
an imitation.
Yeah.
It can only be mimicry. It can only be an imitation. So it would never be as good as the original thing. So
And
it can only.
I don't think it's possible for them to give the people who they steal the voices of whatever money or all the money that they deserve from that shit either. You know what I mean?
That's why
Especially if
people. That's why people say you still be making money after you leave here.
you be making other people money. It don't be your
Exactly.
family. It don't be no friends. It be other people.
That part, like, that's it. But
You
yes,
know,
sis, man, y'all made some good points. It's been a
Yeah,
great
this
point.
was a good discussion.
Hmm. Yeah, but yeah, so hey, I'm gonna have to tell y'all good night. Hope y'all have a great night. Listen to
All
some
right.
good music, write some good music, write some poetry, watch a good movie. People gotta learn how to start enjoying life.
That's right. You gotta enjoy it every day.
Exactly, because you don't know, you never
Yeah.
know.
And the
Everybody
lit,
crashing out here. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
No one has patience. No one is trying to understand. Everybody is for self, and I don't know how people going to move forward. I don't care to think too much about it. I just know what I'm gonna do and how I treat people and how people treat me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Protect
like
your peace.
it's good for you to be for yourself, but keep that to yourself. You know, don't let everybody else feel it. You know what I mean? If you're to yourself, be to yourself, and keep it to yourself. You know what I mean? Don't bring all your drama to nobody else. Then
Hmm.
you know what I mean? If you to yourself,
Exactly.
you have to hear about your shit. Then you're to yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, love.
Exactly.
People
Well,
crashing
good
out because
night,
they
you
themselves.
guys.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for having me on. Have a good night. Bye.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Check out everybody's platform. Let's go.